come in. Hi, my name is Ashirwardhar. I'm the hiring manager of Hybat Solutions here. Nice to meet you.
My name is Kushal. Nice to meet you, sir.
Okay, have a seat, please.
Thank you.
So, Kushal, how are you?
I'm doing great, sir. It's just too hot outside. It's 28 degrees, and yeah, like it's humid. But I'm managing. I'm managing myself.
Oh, yeah, last night was really hot. So, on that note, how was your weekend?
It was good. I had like a couple of friends come over. We cooked. We had good barbecues, and it was good, sir. Like it was a good experience.
Oh, that's good. So, today we are here for the interview position of junior recruiter in our company.
Yes.
So, if you are okay, can we proceed with that?
Yes, sure, sir.
Okay. So here I have your details with me. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions to see that whether you are compatible for the position and are you aligned with what we are looking for a person to be in our organization. Okay. So can you explain a time when you use communication to solve an issue at work?
Oh yes, I remember when I was working in Axis Bank. So I was at senior executive positions. So there was a customer who was calling constantly regarding his account summary, right? But his issue was not resolved. So it became a very high escalation. So we came to know that every agent or every customer support person gave him the same resolution but didn't hear the customer. So me being in a supervisor role, I contacted the customer myself. I hear the customer, what's the issue, and be a little bit empathetic about him, about his issues, and it got resolved easily.
That's a great example.
Thank you, sir.
Good job. Okay. So can you explain a time when you solved a misunderstanding between coworkers?
I have two co-workers, two of them were fighting regarding the customer management system. Can you be a little bit brief about that question?
So basically, did you act as a mediator in this situation to solve this problem?
Oh, actually, I was a senior executive at that time, so I heard about it. Both of them were really passionate about the job, but in the customer support system, one of the employees forget to get the customer's comment. So when the customer called again, so the representative asked the question again, which made him irate, which made him angry. So the next customer support executive got directly to that agent and fight with him. So I became a mediator between them, listened to what they have to say, and then I resolved the issue between them.
Okay, so did you come up with a solution to make everybody happy, a win-win solution in this particular problem which happened with the co-workers?
I think, sir, it's not about the solution. I hear both of them, both side of stories. I came to know that this is not an agent mistake. So there was something with the system itself. The customer, the CRM system was not working at that time. So I made them understand, made the other agent understand that it's not a human error, that's the system error, and it was a win-win situation.
Okay, that's good. So, coming to the next question. Could you describe your communication style to me?
Communications are normally it's about speaking, it's about talking, right? But what I am understanding or what I had the experience is it's all about listening. Listen to the person, and then you can answer the person. Like if you have the knowledge, you just have to listen to the person, then you can promptly answer and resolve the issue quickly. So my communication style is slightly just more about hearing and answer promptly.
That's actually awesome.
Thank you.
That's one of the key things which people don't have these days. Because if you don't hear somebody,
Yeah.
then how will you solve a problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just give me a minute. Okay. Can you describe me a time when you had to quickly learn a new software or technology for a project How did you approach the learning process?
Okay, so in my next job role, so I worked in multiple firms. So I was working in GoIBO. So they have a system for their fares. It's called GDS, Global Distribution System. So every company has separate GDS with them. So I was hired, right, but I didn't get time for the orientation and training. So I have to learn it quickly. So
Basically, what I'm trying to ask is,
Mhm.
what approach did you take to learn that particular new technology, or in your case, that software for a project?
okay, I'm sorry. So I have to in order to learn that GDS system, since I have a time constraint on me, so I didn't get that time for the training. I only get like 5 days of training on the system. I told my trainer to buddy up me with the people who are on the floor or who are doing the same job. So I buddied up with the people, and simultaneously I tried to learn it, or I tried to mimic them. And I did it every time I was there. I didn't even I take extra time from home and try to train myself quickly as soon as possible on that system. And I was successful as well.
Okay, so coming to that point, how do you ensure you retain information when learning new tools first?
Also, that's a good question. Like it's actually, I think it's practice. So the GDS was not simple at all. So it's like I said, each and every company uses different type of GDS.
Mhm.
So GoIBO is using MEDS, which is a technical software. So I try to practice as much as I can. I sat with the live people who
Mhm.
are doing the job and try to take some of their job that they are doing. So I learn from that. And also I try to get the feedback from them here and there, like if I'm doing it wrong or right.
That's good. Okay, coming to the next question. Tell me about a situation where you use technology to improve a process or solve a problem in your previous role.
Okay, so I have a really good example for this actually. I was working in GoIBO itself. So I told you, we have MEDS system, and we have separate customer support system. So earlier, so what the other representative are doing, so I was in a reporting process. I was there to check and report to the senior level.
Mhm.
So I noticed that nobody was writing the customer comment on customer support system. It was blank. So I pointed it out to the management, and it was not being done since the start of the process, and that was revolutionary, and we got less customer escalation due to that.
Hmm. Nice observation, I must say.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Kushal, can you describe a situation where you had to manage multiple high priority tasks at once, and how did you prioritize and ensure each task was completed on time?
I used to work in Axis Bank, so by the start of the shift, this is what I learned from my superior when I used to work as an executive. So he used to give us some key tasks at the start of my day. So the priority task should be listed above, and the less priority task or less important task should be listed below, which can be done prior or which can be done tomorrow as well. So we give emphasis to the top 5 key tasks that needs to be done today, and we make a shared file where each and every task is mentioned, so that everybody could keep a record of it.
Okay, pretty good. How do you handle any obstacles that arose during this particular process? What are the challenges you face while implementing this?
Also, human error is the most prominent thing in this. Even if you are sharing a file, it is possible that somebody is typing or somebody is putting a value there, and it's possible that that's an incorrect value. So we have to evaluate at the end of the day whether it is correct or not, and we could compare it with the different departments. It was just a figure that we need to compare, and I think the most of it can happen is the human error, which could be easily rectified.
Yeah, I guess that's why Microsoft introduced this feature to lock the cells
Yes, sir.
so that the original file stays same. Okay. Can I give an example of a time when you had to balance long-term projects with daily tasks? How did you ensure both were completed effectively?
If you believe me or not, sir, foreign exchange or in bank is a seasonal job, is a seasonal business. So there's a particular time when students go to abroad. At that time, we see a high sales volume or we see a high remittances that time, right? So our managers give us a priority list at that time, like it would be within 2 months or 6 months, right? So in 6 months, we have to track the task. How much are we earning in this? That would be tracked every day, and we have to add the values every day in that. And we have to give the feedback and send this file to our supervisors. So without a fail, we have to do that, and we made it a habit out of that. That we have to do it every day, apart from our daily tasks.
Okay, makes sense. Okay. Kushal, when working in a team, what is the role you often take?
I started as a customer support executive, sir. So I've been in a different roles, and
I guess let me specify. Are you there to support the team any way you can, or you just keep your own, you just mind your own business?
I was the like supervisor of the team, and it's not like that I would not give opportunity to any team member to be in a leadership role. But if whenever they need help, right, I would personally give them the help that they need and give them the feedback at the end of the day, every day without a fail.
So, do you feel like it is your responsibility to be a star player?
It is not my responsibility, but it is what I want to, sir. It's for my own growth that I want to be a star player, and it could give me put me on the pedestal above my peers. So I want to be a star player.
Okay, that's good. That's a really good answer. Describe a time when you had to take on a leadership role within a team, and how did you motivate and guide your team members?
So yes, so I was told you I was working as a customer support executive for like at least 1.5 years. So during that time, I got promoted to like quality analyst, and I have to audit the calls for my for the employees. So there was a time when I was the only quality auditor there, but after some time there were some people who were in the quality team, and I was assigned as their supervisor. So it was pretty early in my career that I got the taste of the leadership role, and it was like a very challenging task, because we used to get every day, we used to get the task every day to audit this much, audit these many calls, the volume of calls. But however, I used to motivate them, give them like feedback every time they ask me, or give them help as soon as possible so that we could meet our daily targets.
That's good. Give me a moment. Okay, this seems fine. Okay, Kushal, describe a time when you encountered a technical issue that you couldn't immediately solve. What steps did you take to address it?
Oh yes, sir. So I told you I was working as a quality auditor. So one of our representative told us that he is not getting his customer feedbacks, or the ratings from the customer. So we have to listen to like impossibly like 60 plus calls, so that we could come at a point where we could come at a result that this is not an issue with a single representative. And this was the case for like 80% of the employees, that they are not getting their customer scores, which would later like impact their like bonus, which would impact their career growth. So we put this issue in front of the management that their customer feedback is not working, and we also raised this issue with the IT team, and it got resolved within like 2 days.
So, okay. So, in this scenario, what's your method for troubleshooting technical problems?
So like I told, like we
Because you told me that it's customer support,
yeah.
right? So, it's not like if you can't read the queries from customers will stop. So, there
Yeah.
should be some solution you might have found. That's what I'm trying to
Yes.
get.
So as a quality auditor, like we have to ensure that it's not just with one representative. So in order to check that, we went through 60 calls, or like 60 calls per agent. Then we got to know 80% of the employees or 80% of the candidates or the employees are facing the same issues. And I think like the issue is there, so we highlighted this issue promptly to the management, and I think that issue got resolved due to that.
Okay, that's good. Because it's a disaster if a customer is contacting you and you are not able to respond and see what is going on. So, describe a time when you had to complete a project under a tight deadline. How did you manage your time and resources to ensure success? Because I guess everybody might have faced this kind of scenario in their life while working in corporate.
Yes. So there's a like a time like I used to, like I told you, I used to work in a bank and a foreign exchange department. But this in bank there's not only the foreign exchange department. We used to get the targets, and we used to get the bigger targets for 6 months for like I told you there's a seasonal work. And in order to complete that, that is also our deadline, but we have to go with our day-to-day business as also. So uh, doing that business and keeping track of the bigger picture was very prominent for us. Sometimes we also fail to do that. Due to that, we you get a very harsh feedback from our management, but we learn from the mistakes. So historically, we also look at the data. Historically, we used to get we used to uh, we used to predict that how much volume can we get in the customers, and like we used to manage our time in such a way that our day-to-day work is not impacted with our long-term investments or long-term customers. So in long term, like this one time we reached the figure, like it was a very good business, so we reached a figure of actually $6 million in 6 months. And I think that's an achievement on it was with the day-to-day work that we were doing of remittances.
Okay, that's a good figure. Okay, can you give me an example of a time when you worked with a diverse team? How did you ensure that all team members were included and their perspectives were valued?
What I think, sir, is every if you are working in a firm, every department or every person is connected. So I used to work in a foreign exchange department, when then there are different departments who are working simultaneously in cohesion with our department. So there is a team who is managing vendors. There is a team who is managing the accounts of NRI. So we have to manage the account. Sometimes we used to get the business from those accounts. So if there is an NRO or NRI account, we used to get the business from those accounts because of the queries. So we have to.
So basically, what I wanted to know here that what were the diverse characteristics of the team? I'm looking for moreover in the diversity rather than different departments. And how did they influence the team's work?
So they were like I used to work with a pretty good people, pretty diverse people. They are people with different age group, people with different ethnic group. So I'm more tandem, more connected with the people with different age groups. So I got to learn more. So they were our senior managers. They used to tell us about the businesses that they done and how the process is going right now and what is to be introduced in the future. So in that demographics, I learned very much. And that helped me a lot. And due to that also, like I successfully generated, like I've still told you, $6 million. It's not just the effort from the individual or the team. It was the effort with our senior supervisors or our mentors who taught us that.
Okay, so adding up to this question, what specific actions did you take to promote inclusion and respect for this different perspective, because every person in the group is not same, and specifically when they are from different diversity,
Yeah.
this is really hard to make sure that everybody is involved.
So, sir, like, if I talk about the inclusion, like we have different ethnic groups in our
Mhm.
process, right? We used to have different people with their races, right? We generally, like, we specifically respect them. For an example, if you go for the prayer in like Muslims, we used to give the prayer time to them at a particular time. We respect the culture and get the feedback what best we can do for them. Like we recently had like prayer rooms dedicated for them. We recently have like clean bottled waters for them when they pray, right? Some things like that. And different ethnic groups, like we used to get ideas and we used to get thoughts like what best we can do to accommodate them.
That's a good answer. And that's a good way to handle scenarios like that. So with this question, this was the last question of our interview, and I have got all your details regarding this, and I would like to inform you that you would hear back from us within a week if you get selected or if you not get selected. If you get selected, you will receive the details that what are the documents you are required to submit to us before coming for your orientation, or what are the documents you are required to bring with you on the orientation. There will be an orientation program and the schedule and what would be the timing and the location would be mentioned there, because sometimes the orientation and the workplace might happen different if it's a client site. So if you have any questions for me, do let me know.
Okay, for regarding orientation program, do I get a mail for that, or do I get any, mail specifying the details like what would happen in the orientation?
Okay, so suppose you get selected, let's take it positive. So if you get selected, first of all, you get a confirmation that you are being hired, and you will receive a copy of your offer letter, and then there would be a second email specifying the details that from which date you will start. It will have a clear details regarding your orientation program, your orientation guide, that what you can expect on that day when you will arrive, what are the documents you need to bring with you, and plus your whole schedule, that once the orientation will start, what are the things which is going to happen for the day.
Understood, sir. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you
It was
so
nice
much.
meeting you.
It's a pleasure meeting with you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you.